welcome back to That Dad Guy. It's August 18th, 2023, and this week's mail has come in droves. At first, I didn't think there was going to be very much, and then it just started to hit day after day. There was getting big piles of it, and quite a few official postcards too. I got 6 this week, so I'm going to start with those here in a minute. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a nice run of mail as well. I love seeing my postcards arrive at their destinations, getting messages back from people, making new friends too. That's what it's all been about, learning some different things about different people from around the world. So thank you so much for the official cards that have come in, and thank you for all the people that are doing the direct swaps with me. Some people this week have reached out for the very first time and sent messages in. Those are always surprising and inspiring, so thank you so much. We're going to touch on all of that today. If it's your first time watching my channel and you like what you see, please subscribe, leave me a comment. We'll talk about some positive things about postcrossing or stamps or Lego or whatever the topic of the video was that you decide you want to comment on. I would appreciate it. And share it with other people. If you know other people that are into the same thing, that's what's great about this community, is we're all linked in different ways. Maybe you watched another postcrosser or a philatelist channel and you found me, or a Lego channel or a hiking channel or a tourist channel. Yeah, we're all linked somehow, and it's kind of nice to hear how you found my channel. So if you feel so desired, subscribe and leave me a comment. All right, let's get into this now. Let's start with the official ones. The first one I have comes from Germany, and it is this beautiful structure here. Even though it comes from Germany, he writes to me in French, and he says that he lives in Germany with his wife, and this photo shows an old Hotel de Ville. I can't really read what it says for the name of the hotel, but he says he wishes me good health and happiness, and best regards, happy postcrossing. So thank you so much. And I didn't catch his name on it either. There is the stamp. He does a nice little drawing there. Yeah, that is what you have at the bottom. I can't read what that signature says, so my apologies to you, but thank you so much for the card. All right, this next card comes from Spain. This is an extra special one. Not too long ago, maybe a month ago, I put on my postcrossing profile that I was interested in F1 related cards, so Formula One racing, for my daughter specifically. She loves it right now, and this card came in from Spain. This is Fernando Alonso, who was at the time racing with Renault. He is with Alpine now, and he's one of my daughter's favorite racers, so I'll be glad to show this card to her when she gets back. This comes from Andrea. She's 24. She lives in the north of Spain, in the same area that Fernando comes from, so that's really cool. And on the back we've got some beautiful stamps, and she's got some great decorations going here. She's put a lot of work into it. I appreciate it. I like the effort, so thank you, Andrea, for the F1 card. I'm definitely going to hold that aside and let my daughter Dea have a chance to see it before it gets put into my albums. All right, the next card, moving along, comes from Japan. We've got a beautiful post box. You guys know how much I like mailboxes from around the world. I did a couple of videos on them, and so this is a great one here. This comes from Hyogo, Japan. Her name is Sekiko. So Sekiko from Hyogo in Japan. She says her city is comfortable because she's by the sea. It's been very hot today there. How about here? Well, here we've got rain. We've had rain most of the summer. June, we rained almost all of June. First 2 weeks of July, it rained. And then we had 2.5 weeks, the end of June, just the start of August, I guess, was 40 degrees almost every day with the humidity. So it was nice and hot, but then it went back to rain again. So every other day we seem to be getting rain here. So enjoy your comfortable city by the sea. There in Japan, and there's some beautiful stamps, and nicely decorated. Thank you so much. And yeah, I was glad I mowed the lawn yesterday. I even got to prune some of the weeds and things back a little bit, open up some of the space that I needed to, but didn't get to the backyard yet. I still have to get at that jungle and prune things up, but I need another sunny day to do it. All right, this next card comes from the Czech Republic, a nice hedgehog card, but this is actually an artist card. He says, hello, Robert. Here is one of the cute hedgehogs for your collection. Hope your family likes it. It's painted by a skilled Czech illustrator. You can see their work on this website or on Instagram, and it's www.lesse.cz. You see that right there? If it zooms in, hopefully. So if you're interested in the artwork, I would suggest you go to that website, check it out, or look them up on Instagram. It says, I wish you and your family many great days. Wish lots of fun and happy moments. By Sabina. So thank you, Sabina. And there's the stamp. And I really like the card. So the artist did a really good job illustrating that. Thank you. This next card made me laugh. I saw it. It comes from Finland. It comes from Helvi. And we have a blue cat playing what must be Angry Birds. You see the birds looking around at what the cat is doing. I'm assuming, looking at that, that's the game that this cat would be playing, Angry Birds, firing those birds off at different things. And the birds are freaking out. What are you doing? And yeah, I like it a lot. So LV is 57. She's a grandmother. She lives in the countryside by the lake with her husband and their 2 cats. And on the back, we have a beautiful Finnish stamp and a blue cat sticker. So thank you so much. It was good to open that up. A lot of times when I pull my post from the box, I see this side of the card first and read, and then I flip it over and look at the illustration. So it caught me by surprise. All right, this next card comes from the United States. It comes from Boston, Massachusetts, which isn't too far away, but the card itself comes from Saskatoon here in Canada. So for those of you who like cards that come from where they originally come from, that's your prerogative. To me, it doesn't matter. She says, I hope you like this beautiful garden. She is a student at Boston College, and Xiao Wei, I think is her name. And so I appreciate any card that gets sent here. Just because you're from a certain area doesn't mean the card has to come from that spot. I understand when I'm sending out cards, especially my registered cards, I want to send cards that are usually typically Canadian, unless in the profile it's asking for specific things, and then I'll do that. But when it comes to my direct swaps, I'll send cards from wherever, just because I hope the people that I'm sending them to will enjoy it. So yeah, if you get to be friends, send them from wherever. It doesn't always have to be from your area. All right, this next card I got is a Postcrossing meetup card. This one here, the bear from Russia. I think it's coming from Svetlana because there is an arrow on the back pointing to that. And look at everybody's stamps. People have really amazing individual stamps there. And the stamps, as in the postage stamps, are really cool as well too. And apparently, it's written at the bottom, the stamp is about the first film shot at the International Space Station, the first actress, not a professional astronaut, who has been in outer space. That's what these stamps represent. I would love to know what the movie is that was shot at the International Space Station. I hadn't heard about it, so yeah, it'd be cool. So if this is you, Svetlana, and you're watching, please leave me a comment so I know who sent this to me, because that is the only thing I have that really says what it's about. It also says that they're from the city with the dancing bridge and a line of trams underground, so a metro in Volgograd. So I'm curious. I thought at first that this might be an official card from someone, but there's no ID on it, so it must be someone just reaching out. And I don't mind that. I love hearing from everybody who's watching. So if you happen to be just reaching out to say hey and send some interesting stamps that had a story, I appreciate that. So thank you so much. All right, let's move along to the next one. The next one's come from my friend Media in Finland, and she was worried that her mail wasn't getting through to me. It got backed up somewhere. And it's all right. It all showed up at the same time, so you're going to see a bunch of them. The first one is a card from Aland. She likes to send cards normally in envelopes, and so she sent a few that weren't in envelopes. This one just got a bent corner on it, but otherwise it arrived really nicely. And it's covered in local dishes, some food. She knows how much I enjoy food. So there are some things there. There's some fish and things, lots of fish from that area, I assume. Very typical with me going fishing last weekend. But on the back, what really caught my eye were these stamps. First, this peace stamp, the beautiful colors that are there. And then this stamp here, the contrast, the black and white. Just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So that was one card she sent. And one card would have been enough, but she sent another. Also from Aland. These are facts and figures about the area. So capital city is Merihan. There's 28,666 people there. Only 19 Postcrossing members. Famous people from the island. The coat of arms is there. How many islands it makes up. There's a whole bunch of facts and figures all about Aland. And there is the Finnish stamp, the Christmas stamp, Santa stamp on the back. Thank you, thank you. And then, this is going to be fun. Lots of and thens. We have this one here from Porvoo. And she sent this postcard, also with another really nice stamp. Finland has put out a lot of really cool stamps lately, so I like this one here. This one I see is more common, but these stamps are nice. And the nice stamps continue, because she sent this envelope to her. Look at that carousel stamp. So the same common stamp we just had on the last one, make up the difference in the postage. But love that. I also love how they have the country on each of the stamps, on these ones specifically anyways. You can see it there. There. So now inside this envelope, we have a funicular. And this was in Turku. She sent that one. And then we have this one here. This is the orienteering games that they had going on. So I wasn't familiar with orienteering, so I had to look it up. There's the logo at the top. So it's a big competition. It was held in June there. June in Porvoo, not in Turku. And then this one also from Turku. Looks like they're sharing a beverage together with the ferry in the background. Those were very nice. And then one last envelope showed up from Media. This one here. And continuing with the set of stamps there. Inside, where to begin? All right, here's one of a museum. This is from the Railway Museum. And this was the Emperor's train. It's showing there. And then this one's pretty cute. It's like a little mailman almost. This one's from Turku as well. It says it's kind of a birthday wish there, but it's for the image, so I appreciate the image. And then the final one from Aland. Look at this maxi card, but the size of that stamp. Okay, regular size stamp, that stamp. Massive. So by far, as a stamp collector and as a postcard enthusiast, this is the card that wins for me, I guess, if there was supposed to be a winner. I mean, all the cards that Media sends are amazing, but that one really jumped out at me. And then some of the stamps that have been sent have been really cool as well. Okay, so thank you for all those. I'm glad they all showed up and that they weren't lost in the mail. Okay, this next card comes from Kyler in Prince Edward Island. And so this is a picture of Government House, it says on the back, but it's actually the Fanning Bank, I guess is what it says here. It says he's been a couple times. I haven't been there, so I'm not sure. It says it's worth a visit. And there's the stamp he put on the back, not canceled. What was very interesting, under here, he put my name, my street address, and the postal code. He didn't put the city, the province. Still got here, not a problem. it was a test he wanted to try to see if we'd get mixed up not having that extra information. It didn't. It got here. So thank you, Kyler. This next card also made me laugh. Vodka Girl. It says, saving the world and not remembering most of it the next day. So for those of you that drink vodka and maybe drink too much vodka, maybe you've had that experience before. This comes from Katja in Sweden. And she says they're having so much rain in Sweden as well. So I'm guessing they're getting similar summer that we're having. So at the time, hers says it was 12 degrees. We are warmer than that. I think it's 24, 26 here today with the rain. Not getting cold like that. It goes down to that temperature in the evening, but during the day it stays warm but wet. And there are the stamps. So thank you, Katja, for that. Katja wasn't done either. She sent this amazing stamp on an envelope. I believe it's the royal family I'm looking at here. And we've got some nice stickers on there too. And inside the envelope, she sent this card and said she wanted to send me some blank postcards as well. This one isn't the blank one, but she sent this blank one. So I can send that off to somebody else. And this. And that might go back to Katja too. I might send one back to her one day. Who knows? Sometimes somebody wants some puppies. There's a puppy postcard. And some butterflies. And then a famous painting. From 1942 by Edward Hopper. There you go. So thank you, Katja, for all the cards and the postcard there, and of course for this amazing stamp. That's one of the wonderful things about sending postcards in envelopes, is you get to have the stamps separately to put in your collection. If they show up on a postcard, I'm certainly not going to separate them from the postcard. All right, this next card I have comes from Lisa in the United States, and she wanted to send some summertime vibes. She says part of her favorite part of summer is swimming in the pool with her granddaughter, or with her granddaughters, and then trips to get ice cream. And then look how she's beautifully decorated the back. It's fantastic. Lisa did a great job. Yeah, I've been to the beach once, haven't been swimming at all. I did do a little wading in the water when I was fishing last week, but that's about it. And ice cream a couple times, yeah. We still had ice cream. Even if it's raining, you can still eat ice cream. So thank you, Lisa, for that. And Lisa's in the United States, if I didn't mention that. And there's the forever stamp that she used. She also says, my post office needs better and newer international stamps. So yeah, so what I would suggest to everyone that uses international stamps from your country, if you want to, you can mix and match with other postage stamps, as long as it adds up to the same value. So for us, for me to send a letter back to Lisa in the United States, it would cost $1.30. So I can use a regular domestic stamp, which is 92 cents, and then use some other stamps of lesser value to add up to that. Or I can just send one stamp that's worth $1.32. So you have the option of doing both, and it costs you the same amount if you go to the post office and ask for a regular domestic stamp or some of their lower value ones too. All right, just a piece of note. All right, this next card comes from Zach in the United States, in Illinois. And it looks like a Japanese anime, but also mixed with an American theme. And what he said is he had these cards commissioned. So he decided to do something a little new. He said, this time I had these commissioned by a guy in India to draw the picture and then made them into postcards. So that's a good idea. One, it gives work to somebody somewhere else to make cards, or if you're so inclined to do it yourself, draw images, create them, and then turn them into postcards. So I think it's a good idea. There's the stamps he used. So fun images, you can make them whatever you want. And that's the great thing about postcards. You can create the postcards out of recycled products you have around the house that maybe you were going to throw away anyways. Maybe you're an avid photographer and you've taken just a beautiful picture. You can go and have it developed and put onto a postcard. or you can go and buy a postcard from a tourist shop. Any option is possible, and all are welcome for me. I know some people say, oh, I don't like handmade, or I don't like this, I don't like that. And it's their preference. If it's in their profile, they don't want it, don't send that to them. But lots of really cool things come from people that have that artistic touch and can create something. There was a card recently sent to Renee Lewis, who you may follow on YouTube as well. And someone used a temporary tattoo of a blue rose for the middle of their card, and then created all the images around with different paper that they had to. And it was just stunning. So yeah, people are creative and do amazing things. All right, here is a Moncton postcard. This one comes from Kathy in Ontario, and she said she was started to watch The Crown on Netflix. I watched The Crown, I liked it. I know it's not 100% accurate. There are actors, they don't know all the stories, the ins and outs that have gone behind the scenes, so it's not 100% truthful. It is a TV show for entertainment after all. But it was good watching it, and makes you think of some of the historical things that have happened through time, and some issues that had crept up. So she seems to be enjoying it. That's great. I enjoyed watching it too. So there you go. And then on the back, she's got a stamp of the Queen. And this next postcard here says it comes from Buckingham Palace, but it comes mailed to me from Amlan in India. I haven't heard from him in a bit, so it was nice that I got a card. And says he's been, for the last couple of months, focusing on eating healthy and getting back into shape, so that's really good. He's been enjoying cooking and doing his own meals. So yeah, I too have tried to do a little bit more exercise. I've been doing it for a few months now, but I've been in the summer, I've kind of been in a bit of snacky mode, I must admit that. I've had a really nice French bakery here, and I've been getting some of their treats of the week. That this week was Pet de Sœur, because it was the Acadian festival. Pet de Sœur actually translates into nun's fart, so why you call a beautiful pastry a nun fart, I don't know. Maybe it's heavenly. It sure is delicious. It's brown sugar in a pastry swirl, and yeah, it's really good. So I've been enjoying that. I've also been enjoying some of the fresh bread that they make, whether it's sourdough or oatmeal or molasses bread. It's all good, and it's not great for the waistline, all that gluten, all that bread product, but I enjoy it, and I've just been treating myself because it's the summer. There are the stamps, lest I forget. So thank you, Amlan, for that card. I get sidetracked easily, don't I? Sometimes I do. All right, this envelope comes from Hans, and it's a first day issue. You can see the cancellation and the stamp from Germany match. And so he's been really good about sending me these envelopes with the matching one. And inside there are some stamps. So I'm going to put that aside, and you will see that in a later video. The next envelope comes from Robin, and Robin is in Tennessee. I just want to cover up her address here. She made this beautiful envelope, and there are some old stamps, a whole block of them there. So you can see how she's done for making up the postage. She put all these together in this stamp, and that made up what she needed to send it to me. And so she's created all this beautiful envelope. And then inside, Robin is someone that I didn't know before, but has been watching my channel. So she tried sending me this postcard all by itself. So there you can see the amazing stamps. This one is one of the new waterfall stamps that came out, but she's got some other ones on here too that make it up. It says, thank you for reigniting my passion for postcrossing. So this barn is located in the GS Mountains, and is, so I'm assuming, oh, GS, yeah, Great Smoky Mountains National Park. That's where it's located. That makes sense to me. Now I look at the top. One of the highlights of a visit to the area. Enjoy your postcrossing videos and your tours of Moncton. So this is the large barn, shelter, and wagon at the Great Smoky Mountain National Park. So she tried sending that. It got returned to her a few times. That's why she put it in an envelope. And then she gave me a little card as well, saying thank you for making the postcrossing videos and the other videos that I do. This has This is their second attempt at sending me this card because it was originally returned. And then she gives me her address for finding her, which I have. I've reached out to her now, so I can send the card back. So thank you so much for this. Rubber. Yeah, I wanted to make sure I got that right. All right. And then a similar thing happened to me this week. I received this envelope. It has all been done up nicely. We've got some Lego Star Wars down here, figureheads. We've got some Star Wars Rebels and Jedis and things like that. Characters. We have the stamp. We have on the back, we have a bunch of writing. I am one with the Force and the Force is within me. I am with the Force and the Force is with me. So that is from Star Wars. Oh, come on. The movie just escaped me. It was a one-off movie filled in. And yeah, it's gone out of my head right now. You guys are going to all write it down in the comment field because it's going to pop up. And as soon as I finish doing this video, I'm going to remember it. I probably can even put it across the bottom here. But yeah. And they write, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Postman on the back for whoever happened to deliver it. And where to cut to open it as well, too. So this comes from Shire. And she is in Ontario here in Canada. Excuse me. She wrote a nice little note. So I hope you enjoy your bundle of Happy Mail. Your videos really inspire me. Thank you for creating this channel and posting so much. Your videos are a lifesaver for stamp and post-crossing time. Your videos fill the air with post-crossing spirits. I would be honored to be your snail mail pal for postcards and stamps. And then some other things in there too. And then she sent some blank postcards. This one here of Canada's participation with the United Nations for the Balkans. Sorry, a little tickle. And it's blank, so I can send it off too. 75 years remembering the Italian campaign for Canadians in the military. We have a duck, but more than just a duck, we have a Netherlands maxi card basically made out of it. And some washi tape there. We have another one here. Yellow shank with a Netherlands stamp on it too. So we've got some maxi cards. We have this blank one here. This is animals of the Canadian Rockies. So we have a marmot, a porcupine, chipmunk, red squirrel, and Colombian ground squirrel on the card. Well, then we have this one here, the Provincetown Inn Mural Collection. Another blank one. We have this vintage card. I don't know if it's a mockery of Winston Churchill or who we're looking at. Maybe not. I mean, it's just a character. We have a Beatles card. Love the Beatles. Liverpool. This one I thought was really interesting. I don't know if she created it or not. If she did, fantastic work. But this is put on top of a card because on the back it says it's the Amish homestead. But what she's done is take, well, you can see what she's done. She's taken stamps and then drawn the bodies that she think may have gone with those stamps. So this is just fantastic. This is a work of art. Now it is left blank, so it is a work of art that could be sent off or it could be framed and put up here. I don't know. I'm gonna have to think about that because this is so well done. She also sent this one here that has stamps. She says that she reaches out to her other fellow post-crossers and anyone who has leftover stamps and things, she puts them together to use for creating cards. Hopefully it's not a mockery of stamp collecting. It's not. I know there's some people here, yes, would love to have these stamps and have them in their collection. I get that, but you have created an art form out of it, and art is art, and there's lots of great things out there, and I'm sure these few stamps are not the last of their kind, so you can make art out of them. She also sent me a packet of stamps, which I haven't opened yet, but I'm going to set that aside. I will show that when I show Hans's stamps. but she sent some stickers. Nice sayings on them. Some floral ones. Love this one here of the sunflower coming off of the record player. Another one here. And then she sent some stickers, but she wrote on the back of them, so I can still use them as stickers. But it says, "The Unicorn Gang, I love all your guys' channels." So it's great. She watches Renee Lewis. She watches Jilly B Living Her Life Her Way. The three of us are the Unicorn Gang. But we have added a fourth. He doesn't have a channel yet, but Lewis is part of the Unicorn Gang now. And we would love Lewis if he started up a channel, because he has created some beautiful cards and he's sent to all of us. And so we feature him on a regular basis when his cards show up. So we have extended the olive branch to him. Maybe more people will add it to it, but it's nice that she watches all of our channels. I appreciate that. We always try to encourage everybody with their stuff. On the back of this sticker, she wrote, "Can you say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?" And she says, "Sending love to Polo." I thought that was so great. I mean, that's been at the end of my videos for a very long time, that the little blurb with Polo. So it was nice that she recited it right on the back. And then this sunflower one, she said, "Thank you for sharing that touching article of postal workers in Ukraine. It brought tears to my eyes and a sad feeling in my stomach." So yes, I thank you guys for all this content you send in, for Lila sending me that article, and yeah, it's the things that I do on this channel are usually because of something that you guys have done. So I appreciate when you send out little packets like this that I can talk about. The last sticker she sent that she wrote a little message on is this one here. We've got Starry Night in the background, but it says, "Silence in the Library" or "Vincent and the Doctor" are two of my favorite episodes. What is your favorite episode? Now she says, "Allons-y" at the bottom, which is David Tennant's catchphrase as the Doctor, the 10th Doctor, and my favorite Doctor as well. My favorite episode, though, is probably "Are You My Mummy? Are You My Mother?" So if you haven't seen that episode, it's a little bit freaky. It takes place during the Second World War. It has a child in a gas mask that's constantly asking that question. And yeah, it's science fiction after all, so take that into consideration if you're watching it. If you know the episode, then you know what I'm talking about. And it's one of the ones that kind of was quoted around here a lot in our household. So that's probably my favorite episode, even though the Vincent Van Gogh one was very good. And there have been a number of other ones that have been fantastic too. So looking at the time on this clock, I've been on here for quite some time now. I hope you guys have stuck around to the end. I know I always want you to stick around and hear every little bit of it. And sometimes I add in some things here and there that you might miss if you don't watch to the end. And I will get back to putting some secret messages in again soon. Not this episode, but they're coming up soon, just to try to keep it exciting. And hope you guys continue watching. So thank you to everybody who sent in stuff this week. I appreciate it. Happy post-crossing to all of you. Tomorrow is That Dad Guy Answers. So today's your deadline for getting the question in on last Saturday, which was part 79. So if you write in a question on part 79's video, then tomorrow I will answer it. All right, that's all I got for today. Have a magical week. What, Polo? You say like, subscribe, share, and tell all your friends?
Who's a good boy? Who's a good boy?
Bye.